Apparently this was the Pikachu Libre set, which I had no idea about. What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Ox here with another video, and if you're a returning subscriber like Alex Martinez, thank you for the support. In today's video, we're taking a look at the team that has gotten me back onto the leaderboards for Season 10, climbing over 200 points in only one day, and it is a variation of the team we used to get to Legend rank. If you watched that previous video, we did switch the lead to Trevenant, and I did mention that another potential substitute for Trevenant in the lead would be a Nidoqueen if you have it available. I had a 14-14-14 Shadow Nidoqueen, so I decided to evolve that. It's not best buddy, and I don't think I could use XL Candy for the extra 1 level in the Premier Classic, and on top of that I don't have any XL Pokemon built at all, so it isn't going to reach 2500 CP, but it's still going to perform very well. What I think makes Nidoqueen so great on this team is that unlike Trevenant, you are going to have a better matchup against Obstagoon. It's still going to counter the fighting types that Walrein lures out as the safe switch, and you're going to have a much better matchup in the lead spot against Pokemon such as Charizard. Now of course, with that said, there will be some weaknesses that arise because of the switch to Nidoqueen in the lead. You will be significantly weaker against a Swampert lead. Thankfully, most of the Swampert I've been seeing are in the back looking to catch the Ampharos, so we should be safe for the time being against any potential Swampert leads. Gallade is going to be a really big core breaker for this team now because of that confusion damage, so that's going to be a threat to look out for. And an opposing Nidoqueen running Earth Power is going to be very tricky to deal with because we are running Stone Edge on our own Nidoqueen. In hindsight, looking at this team with Walrein and Ampharos in the back, two flying type counters, it doesn't really make much sense to be running Stone Edge on the Nidoqueen. It definitely makes a lot of sense to run Earth Power with this specific team comp, but as you're going to see in this video, Stone Edge did catch a lot of opponents off guard, in particular the flying types. If you guys enjoy this type of content, please consider leaving a like on the video. It really helps the channel grow. Leave a comment down below, and without any further ado, let's jump into the first battle right now. Alright, so jumping into these battles, we have a bunch of sets to go over in today's video. I'm still running Power Gem on the Ampharos. I'm just a little bit too lazy to change it. Dragon Pulse, if you have it, will be a lot more useful. Zap Cannon plus Focus Blast, also probably going to be a lot more useful than Power Gem, but we did manage to still climb a lot with Power Gem on this Ampharos. Nidoqueen into Shadow Slowbro, very bad, so we're going to swap out into Walrein. This isn't particularly a very good matchup for Walrein right here. Shield up the Psychic and get off this CMP tie on the Earthquake. The opponent's going to let that go through and swap out into Escavalier. So we are going to be able to reach this Earthquake right here, which will deal some nice damage to the Escavalier. Now of course, because we are running Stone Edge on the Nidoqueen, it's going to be a lot worse of a matchup against the Escavalier. But we are able to get a shield there because they allowed us to get to the Icicle Spear. So now we'll come with the Nidoqueen. At this point, I'm actually considering sacking the Nidoqueen entirely because it has zero play against the Slowbro, and I figure Ampharos has a better chance to win this game. And look at this, Crobat in the back. So a Crobat plus a Slowbro in the lead. Ampharos has play here. The Escavalier is now going to be dry on energy, so it's very unlikely to reach another move. So I'm saving the shield here for the Ampharos. We do take that Poison Fang right here, which is going to be a little bit problematic. Let's see if the Slowbro comes back in right here. We do still have a shield, and this is where the misplay happens. Right here, I thought that Volt Switch would be enough to KO. Because it wasn't, I should have instead have thrown my Thunder Punch, which would have knocked out the Slowbro, and we would still have enough HP to take out the Escavalier with another Thunder Punch right there. So unfortunately, a misplay there in battle number 1, but we learned from it. Hop into battle number 2, Shadow Nidoqueen into the Muck. I let the first move go through, and they swap out into Trevenant, probably trying to catch the Earth Power right here, but it is the Poison Fang. Swap out into the Walrein, and I throw the Icicle Spear here immediately, thinking maybe it might KO with the defense drop, but the opponent is going to shield that up. I'm going to actually allow this to go through right here and just throw this second Icicle Spear so I'm not forced to throw a shield. If they come back in with the Muck, we still have enough HP here, but they come in with Ampharos instead, and look at this, able to get to the Earthquake. Do they know? Do they want a shield? Bang, there it is, taking it out with the Power Snow. And when I said do they know, obviously they know that we have Earthquake. What I mean is, do they know that we reached the Earthquake? Were they counting? Did they want to take a chance? We end up winning that game. Mark Danger in the next battle, very talented battle. I've been battling this trainer since like the preseason of Go Battle League actually. So we got Nidoqueen here into another muck, but this time it is the Shadow muck going for the Poison Fang. That's going to get the defense drop. Actually didn't see if I built up to the earth power there. I believe I did, so it's a good no shield from the opponents. Going to build up to the Stone Edge. At this point, you know, you're taking a chance, will they shield or not? I thought there was a good chance that they might not shield, so I decided to go for the Stone Edge, and unfortunately they did shield. Poison Fang, not enough to KO, so a very nice no shield there from the opponent, understanding that they would survive and take switch in the 0 shields. Going to come in here with the Ampharos, farm down with 1 Volt Switch. We have a shield advantage, but that is a Trevenant, not looking good. Swap out into the Walrein. Opponent is going to throw a Seed Bomb right here. I'm actually going to no shield the first one and get off this Icicle Spear. Opponent isn't swapping out, which makes you think maybe they are weak to Walrein in the back. They end up using their shield, and they're going to swap out into their own Walrein to catch the Icicle Spear right here. But their Trevenant now is in a very low health range, and our Ampharos is going to have 2 shields, so I think there is still an opportunity to win this game despite the bad alignment. The opposing Walrein needs to throw an Earthquake here to KO, which they do. I'm going to come in with the Ampharos, and this could potentially be an Earthquake, I think, but I do the Icicle. No, wait, no, it can't be an Earthquake, can it? Maybe it could have been an Earthquake. I don't think it could, because you can't store 2 Earthquakes actually, so that's probably why I no shielded there. The opponent is going to throw the move here, going to shield up the Seed Bomb and get off this Thunder Punch. And now the opponent's going to come back in. I believe they do have a move ready. Not sure if they have 2, but we did sneak in the Volt Switch, which means we are going to shield this up. The Volt Switch damage is going to register, and we are going to take that game. And that is going to be 3 battles from that first set. Apparently this was the Pikachu Libre set, which I had no idea about. And obviously it's not going to be a shiny. So 10 seasons, no shiny Pikachu Libre. We'll try again next season, I guess. But 3-2 gets us to 30-55. You may notice some battles are missing from these first 2 sets because, as you can see, I start recording when we get paired up. And in some cases, the queues were so long, I simply just forgot to record. But we got Nidoqueen into Shadow Machamp. Opponent swaps out into the Shadow Snorlax here. I'm going to throw a Poison Fang and then actually swap out into Walrein. The main reason I'm bringing in Walrein here instead of the Ampharos is because it has a very poor matchup against the Machamp, so I kind of just want to get it away from having any opportunity of being aligned with that. So I bring it in now. Superpower comes through. Was hoping I could farm down, but they do reach another move. I actually don't think Body Slam would KO here after the debuff, but I didn't want to take any chances because obviously we have the perfect alignment here. So they come in with Machamp. I'm going to throw the Icicle Spear very close to Earthquake, and that is going to force the shield from the opponent. Come back in here with the Nidoqueen, and they swap out into Walrein. Here comes the Ampharos. I'm going to throw this Thunder Punch. Now they're likely going to build up to the Earthquake here, but because they're so low, I think I actually decide to call the bait here. Yeah, I do decide to call the bait, which is pretty huge. Going to throw the Thunder Punch here. That's going to force the shield. And now at this point, I'm actually going to allow this to go down, but they go for another Icicle Spear, which means we get a simultaneous KO, saving that shield for the Nidoqueen. We don't have Earth Power, so this matchup's a little bit closer in the 0 shields at this point. Actually, we have 1 shield, so I'm going to shield in case it is the payback. It's only a cross chop, and we're able to farm down, take that game. Let's hop into the next battle. We got the Asian Milkman, one of the best players in Go Battle League, and obviously a legend on this channel. His team did help me reach legend rank for the first time. Medicham, Dugong, and what was the other Pokemon? Munchlax, I believe. So Ampharos into Typhlosion. I actually wasn't sure about this because it's a pretty bad matchup, but we got Power Gem, and they're not expecting that. The one time where Power Gem actually comes in handy, we maintain the alignment right there, and they bring back in the Heracross. So I'm going to spam these Thunder Punches. You can see Ampharos puts in a lot of work in this matchup right here with this electric type damage. Get a little bit of lag, and we had a lot of lag actually in these first couple of sets. I was playing through a snowstorm actually here in Toronto, And we're going to come back in with the Nidoqueen. They swap out into Walrein. I'm actually going to throw the Poison Fang right here, looking to lower the HP on the opposing Walrein. And thankfully we did get a shield there. So very fortunate for us. And now the Walrein matchup should be a lot better for our own Walrein. But we get some really horrible lag right here. As you can see, I think they got like 8 or 9 free powder snows there. So we are behind probably by like 1 earthquake at this point. And that could actually flip this game. So I'm going to shield the earthquake there, throw the icicle spear, they catch it onto the Heracross, which actually works out for us, I think, because I believe their Heracross had a move ready. So going to throw the icicle spear here at the opposing Walrein. And basically I need this Nidoqueen to survive an icicle spear here in order to win this game. And thankfully, even as a Shadow, Nidoqueen is relatively bulky, able to farm down, pulling off that win after some horrible lag. And that is a GG. Shout out to the Asian Milkman, one of the best in the world for sure. We got Nidoqueen into Charizard. This is one of the matchups that definitely is a lot better with the Shadow Nidoqueen lead as opposed to the Trevenant. And I didn't build up to the Stone Edge here, going for the Poison Fang. If they're counting, they would not shield. But I mean, even with Poison Fang, it's a pretty rough matchup for Charizard. So I do get baited there with the Dragon Claw. Gonna throw our Poison Fang here. And I don't believe this will KO. So they swap out into Walrein. I'm actually gonna throw the Poison Fang once again here, lower the defense on the Walrein. I love Nidoqueen just because of that. Like when you exit the matchup, there's always the opportunity to at least debuff what comes in. Some more lag here, and I thought we didn't get the move, but then as you see, a very delayed damage right there. Going for the Earthquake on the opposing Walrein. I'm not really sure what the counts are at this point, so I know we do survive an Earthquake. I'm not going to shield, but it's a pretty rough spot to be in because of all the lag. Going for the Icicle Spear. That's going to take out the opposing Walrein. They come into Swampert. This is absolutely horrible because we have 2 Pokemon in the back which are very weak here. And you may be asking, why in the world would I come in with Walrein against their own Walrein when I had Ampharos? Well, this is one reason why we should have come in with the Ampharos. And in hindsight, I do think that was a misplay. There really is no reasons coming with Walrein against Walrein when we have an Ampharos. Ampharos basically is for the Walrein there. So a little bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. At this point, we're going to get Earthquaked, and that's going to take out the Ampharos. Now, I think the only win con here is to actually try and catch the move onto the Walrein. So I'm going to come in with the Nidoqueen, build up just below, swap out into the Walrein. We catch the Hydro Cannon. We are 1 poison jab away from Poison Fang. How in the world do they have all this energy? Earthquake plus 2 Hydro Cannons taking us out. I could not believe they got to another move right there. We end up losing that game. And right here, 29.99. Like, should I just forfeit this game and give the opponent the win? I mean, they have a very favorable lead. I actually decided at this point that if it came down to a situation where we are winning, I'm going to stop attacking and let the opponent win the game. Right now, though, it's looking like hard counter city, so they should be in the clear. Throwing the Icicle Spear, which gets the shield, and is actually pretty huge for us right here because we'll come back in with the Nidoqueen. And a lot of times these teams end up being double weak to Ampharos, ABA. They'll have something like a flying type in the back, Walrein in the lead, and Ampharos just goes to town. And this opponent doesn't even give me the opportunity to let them win because they back out of the match. And hopefully they had a 3-2 guaranteed, because if not, I feel pretty bad right there at 29.99. But we do get the 4-1, which is going to bring us to exactly 3,100 ELO. So let's jump into the next set, 3,100 right here. We got Shadow Nidoqueen into Toxicroak. This is one of the more challenging leads, of course, because we do not have Earth Power, but it's still a pretty decent matchup here for Nidoqueen. Toxicroak could cause some issues for the backline though, so Mud Bomb really hurts. Going for the Poison Fang right here, likely to see a shield, which we do. And we are going to get to another Poison Fang, but they are going to be able to farm us down here before we get to another move. And now we have a decision to make. I'm actually going to come in with the Walrein here because I don't want to take these Mud Bombs onto the Ampharos. So Walrein is very tanky. Hopefully just 1 Sludge Bomb and we will be able to farm down here. and thankfully that is what we do. About 50% HP. They come in with their own Walrein here. I'm going to throw the Earthquake, and then I might swap out immediately into the Ampharos. Yeah, we're gonna swap out. Do have to be a little bit afraid of the potential Earthquake right here. I am going to shield, so it's not always a big call on our part. That time we do guess incorrectly. The Thunder Punch coming through. They're going to shield again, which makes me think they may be double weak to Ampharos in the back. So again, we get baited by Icicle Spear, which is unfortunate. I just want to get rid of this Walrein so I don't risk farming down. Just want to ensure that we get rid of this. Leave the Ampharos very healthy for whatever's in the back, and it happens to be a Shadow Snorlax. So I'm going for the Thunder Punch here. I'm going to swap out into the Walrein, hoping they actually throw the Superpower, because if they do, they're lowering their defense, they're lowering their attack, and at this point I think we will be able to survive a Body Slam. So it just comes down to being able to take out the Snorlax, which we are able to do right there, winning that first game. Let's hop into the next battle. We got Shadow Nidoqueen this time into a Walrein, one of the worst leads you could possibly see with this team. Not the worst one, because we had two good answers, or at least one good answer in a neutral matchup in the back, but a pretty rough match. Shadow Ampharos comes in, we sneak in the extra Powder Snow, going to take that Thunder Punch. I take the Thunder Punch because now it seems like we're guaranteed to go for Earthquake here. We get the shield, and I put my faith in my Walrein to reach the Earthquake. Bang! IVs matter. Ampharos getting taken out. The opponent either goes down 2 shields there, or they lose the alignment. And in this case, that is what happened for us. Ampharos comes in against the Walrein right here. Icicle Spear. I don't know how the heck we call that bait. That was one of the quickest no shields ever. They were at the Earthquake, but I just felt like they were going to bait. If they land the Earthquake, we obviously are guaranteed to lose this match. So kind of a ridiculous call, but it worked out in our favor. We come in with the Nidoqueen. At this point, we don't have to shield, because even if it is the Blast Burn and it takes us out, we can come in with the Ampharos and just farm down, get the Thunder Punch off. But because it was the bait, we're going to 2 shield flex. Bang! With the Stone Edge. That takes out the Walrein. We end up taking that game. Let's hop into the next battle. Shadow Nidoqueen into Escavalier. Another very difficult lead right here, because we are not running the Earth Power. I think I've said Drill Run a few times. I actually mean Earth Power if I have been saying Drill Run. Poison Fang going to get the shield, and I swap out into the Walrein to catch this move. And it's actually the spray, so that puts the opponent in kind of a weird spot here, because now they kind of feel obliged to stay in this matchup. They go for another spray, and I wasn't expecting the spray. That's why I threw the Icicle Spear. Obviously, if I knew the spray was coming, I would have just built up for the Earthquake instead, but this is fine. I'm gonna go for 2 Icicle Spears. It's gonna put the Escavalier very low. I'm gonna come in with the Ampharos. And if it's a Drill Run, I don't want to take damage. So I am going to shield, and of course, it's another spray. So not looking too good. Snorlax in the back. Because our defense has been lowered, I kind of have to swap out here. So I'm going to throw the Thunder Punch, switch out into the Nidoqueen, and it's a Crobat in the back. And do they know about that Stone Edge? Bang! There it is. Crobat catching the heat, or the rocks in this case. Poison Fang, they don't have enough for the Shadow Ball. Gonna farm down, and the Snorlax comes back in. At this point, they cannot switch out to reset the debuff, so we are just going to spam as many Poison Fangs as we can. It's only going to be 1, but 1 is more than enough for this match. Ampharos coming in here, going to build up to 2 Thunder Punches, and we're going to be able to take this game. Snorlax going to shield up, is CMP. We can match the shield right here in case they have like Earthquake. And this next Thunder Punch is going to be able to win us this game. So off to a 3-0 start, I believe, in this set. Or maybe that's 2-0, not really counting. But let's hop into the next battle. We got Rise to Occasion. I'm sure all of you already know who Rise is. If you do not, definitely check him out on YouTube. One of the best battlers in the world, former #1 on the leaderboard. And we got Crobat here, so I'm going to build up to the Stone Edge. And of course, it's a guessing game. Poison Fang bait or the Stone Edge. Bang! There it is. Crobat gets taken out. Shadow Nidoqueen making the opponents leave the match early. We take that game. Let's hop into the next battle. King Magikarp 314. This is a subscriber to the channel. We got a Heracross lead right here. Opponent going to swap out into Milotic. We're going to bring in the Ampharos. And they built up so much energy. I was actually a little bit afraid of a potential Hyper Beam. I don't really know the counts on Milotic, so I did shield just in case it was the Hyper Beam. And unfortunately for us, it was not. So they're going to get to another Surf here. Don't need to shield this. And we'll commit to the farm down. Let's see what they come in with. It's actually Swampert, so a double water team. We're loaded on energy here. Could potentially be a Focus Blast, and they're going to shield that up. So that's a huge shield for us to get right here. Definitely puts us back in the game because Swampert is a little bit problematic if it has a shield advantage for Walrein. So getting that shield is huge. Likely going to see an Earthquake come through here. I'm not going to shield this up. And we'll throw the Icicle Spear at the Swamperts. Now, I'm expecting them to potentially try and catch onto the Heracross at some point. And they're going to throw, could be an Earthquake. I'm going to shield to Hydro Cannon. Very unfortunate. They swap out into Heracross. I'm going to throw this Icicle Spear, a nice catch there from the opponent, and swap out into the Nidoqueen. Nidoqueen will be in a very nice spot here. So I decided to undercharge a little bit just to see if I could get to another Poison Fang to throw at that Swampert, which of course is what we want in this case. So Mega Horn comes through. We do have the Poison Fang ready to go. This is going to lower the defense on the Swampert here. And they're going to throw the Hydro Cannon. Now, it's going to come down to a race in the back and whether or not Walrein can actually survive a Hydro Cannon from this range. So here it comes. Hydro Cannon coming through. We are able to survive that and take that game. Going 5-0 in this set. GG's to King Magikarp. 314. This is actually going to bring us up above 3160 elo, and that's going to put us in pole position to push for the leaderboard. So let's see how we do in the next set. So jumping into the next set of battles, and we are leading Shadow Nidoqueen once again, this time into Walrein. Another horrible lead to see, but as we've seen in this video thus far, we have been able to come back from these leads. Escavalier comes in. We're going to build up to the Earthquake. This is going to deal some nice damage to the Escavalier. And they will likely look to take us out here. But they actually, I might shield this to be honest. Yeah, we are going to shield up the Mega Horn and go for the Icicle Spear, which will either get the shield or the knockout. So we take switch advantage, which is pretty nice. Now, obviously, Walrein with a shield advantage still has a lot of play against Ampharos, so it's not great. We do lose CMP here, which is unfortunate, but expected with a 1-attack IV Walrein. Ampharos comes in now, and we're going to throw the Thunder Punch. Thankfully, they're somewhat dry on energy, so this is a decent position to be in here. And are they going to go for the Earthquake? I am going to shield this time. We call it correctly. Going for the Thunder Punch once again. If they stay in this match, we should outpace to the next Thunder Punch. And they catch onto the Crobat instead. So I'm going to swap out here. No, I'm not going to swap out yet. I'm actually going to build up to the Thunder Punch before swapping out because I know that Ampharos wins CMP against Walrein. So having the Thunder Punch ready to go for that Walrein guarantees that we win this match right here. So Crobat going to throw the Shadow Ball, and that's going to allow the Walrein to take us out with Icicle Spear. Even if they have another one ready to go, we should win CMP as long as the game lets us click our move, which it does. We take out the Walrein right there, and we are able to win that game. Let's hop into the next battle. We're on quite the win streak right now. We got Shadow Nidoqueen into a Shadow Muck. And let's see if this time I actually build up to the Earth Power. Yes, we do. Going for the Poison Fang bait though. Stone Edge still hurts Muck for sure. They are going to shield that up. I'll let this go through. It is the Dark Pulse. And I swap out into Walrein now that the defense has been dropped. Probably going to eat a Thunder Punch here. I probably should have thrown the Icicle Spear to be honest, but it's okay. They come in with Sylveon. I'm going to throw one Earthquake and then just go straight Icicle Spear from this point. And unfortunately, I thought I could get Earthquake plus 2 Icicle Spears, but it doesn't look like we will be able to do that. So just get off one Icicle Spear here. I will have to shield the Psyshock from the Sylveon, unfortunately, if I come in with Nidoqueen, which I do. So this is not great, but we still are even on shield, so it's not a big deal. Going to farm down. Let's see what they're going to come in with here. It is a Samurott, so I'm going to throw the Poison Fang and then swap out into the Ampharos. And they bring back in the Muck. I'm going to throw the Thunder Punch. Unfortunately, I don't think this will KO. So they're going to get to a move here. And because they've shown Dark Pulse already, they're probably running Dark Pulse Thunder Punch. We do get baited, which is unfortunate. And I'm going to take out the Muck right here. Now, this is actually going to be very, very close because they are going to outpace us to the Thunder Punch. And do we survive a Mega Horn? 1 HP and a dream, baby. Ampharos doing Ampharos things, taking out the Samurott, able to win that game. That one definitely came down to the wire, but the win streak continues with this team. Shadow Nidoqueen into Magmortar. And I actually didn't know how this matchup would play out, because initially it looks like a really solid match, but once I saw how much a Fire Punch actually did, I was a little bit concerned. So I Poison Fang here. They are going to no shield, and they're going to get to another Fire Punch. Now, I made a miscalculation. Obviously, we survived this, but I didn't think we would. So I end up shielding, which is a pretty bad play. Electivire comes in, so I'm going to throw the Poison Fang right here, which is going to get a shield and swap out into Ampharos. Now, again, a situation where having Power Gem isn't too bad. Obviously, Dragon Pulse will do the same, but Power Gem is going to get the job done here. And their defense has been lower because of that Poison Fang, so that's going to take out the Electivire. And they come in with Heracross. And as we've seen, Ampharos has a very good time with Heracross for the most part. Thunder Punch deals a lot of damage right there. And they're going to CMP tie on the second. I'm going to let this go through and come in with the Nidoqueen. Throw the Poison Fang, but it's actually CMP, so I will allow this to go through as well. Close combat, I'll bring in the Walrein. Look to farm down the Magmortar, and 2 Icicle Spears will be enough to take out the Heracross. So we win that game. Another big win right there. Let's hop into the next battle. That was a very spicy team from the opponent. Magmortar plus Electivire. And we see a Charizard lead right here. This time is running the Fire Spin, so could be a Blast Burn. I'm going to shield this up. And I was a little bit afraid that they would shield, so I decided to go for the Poison Fang. And unfortunately for us, they did not, so I kind of wish I did click the Stone Edge. Now, Gallade comes in. This is a huge core breaker to this team. I throw the Poison Fang, swap out into the Ampharos to transfer that confusion damage. And if it's close combat, we will just barely survive, get off this Thunder Punch. After the defense drops, they are unlikely to shield. And I need them to no shield right there, so thankfully, that is what they do, because that is the biggest threat to this team. Come back in with the Nidoqueen. This has to be a Dragon Claw, so we're not going to shield. Dragon Claw does some decent damage. They swap out into Trevenant, and this game should be over. Poison Fang, no shield, come in with the Walrein. And I might just consider farming down completely here, to be honest. So Seed Bomb comes through. I no shield the first one. I will shield the second one. Because of the Poison Fang to the Trevenant, we will be able to farm down here before they get to another move. We're at 100 energy. I throw the Icicle Spear here, not realizing how much HP they actually had. I only need 1 Powder Snow basically to KO from this range. So yeah, there was really no point for me to throw the moves. No point for the opponent to shield, but I didn't want to save my energy for next season. Opponent didn't want to save their shields for next season, so kind of just played out as it did. Shadow Nidoqueen into Trevenant right here. They swap out into Typhlosion. I'm going to throw the Poison Fang right here, and then swap out into the Ampharos. And we will survive 1 Blast Burn, but we definitely will have to shield another. They're definitely close to 2, if not at 2 already. So I'm going to let the second one go through. And then we're going to throw the Thunder Punch. That was a very risky throw by me on the Volt Switch, because if we fainted, it would have been brutal. And I don't even get that Thunder Punch off. So very risky, almost cost us. And this is where I make the mistake. I come in with Nidoqueen against the Trevenant. I had a feeling that it might be a double fire team, so obviously I should have came in with the Walrein here against the Trevenant, but unfortunately I came in with the Nidoqueen, which means I have to use a shield, and it's a Blaziken in the back, so absolutely wishing I came in with the Walrein here. And you know, it's kind of fitting. In the first video, in the first battle of this video, we threw our first loss, and in the final battle of the video, we're going to throw another game right here. So a fitting end to this video. Very well played by the opponent there. Definitely a misplay on our part. Bad team comp read, and we end up losing that game. That's going to end the win streak, and we go 9-1 in those final 2 sets. So those were the battles in the Ultra League Premier Classic with Shadow Nidoqueen, Walrein, and Ampharos in the back. Finish it off with a 9-1 run. That's going to bring us to 30-11. This is a very solid team. Highly recommend running it if you have the Pokemon available to you. Definitely might want to test it out for Go Battle Day, which I believe is tomorrow. So potentially 100 battles with this team. If you guys enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like, commenting, subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys in the next video.